The biggest animal mysteries most of us encounter on a daily basis is, what the heck does my cat want? Who is my dog barking at? And will that hamster ever find its way out of my colon? But there are many strange and unanswered questions about the animal kingdom which are far more interesting and much less gross than those. Where are all the bees? Why are sharks randomly meeting in the middle of the ocean? And what the heck is a stink ape? Let's find out in our list of 7 animal mysteries. At number 7, vampire monkeys. There are plenty of animals out there who want to suck your blood. The vampire bat, lampreys, leeches, bedbugs, and overstimulated goth kids. But vampire monkeys? Reports of monkeys dining solely on blood have come mostly from southern China, and they are said to dine on the blood of birds and small mammals, be highly intelligent, and extremely dextrous. If there's one thing worse than a vampire monkey, it's a limber vampire monkey. Given the Latin name Demoscendulus rotundidus, these creatures are described as living in treetop nests, unlike regular monkeys. And if a vampire monkey can't acquire blood from elsewhere, it will request a transfusion from another monkey using a mouth-to-mouth action, which looks a lot like kissing, except with more teeth and less tongue. Most of those who claim to have been attacked by vampire monkeys have had their injuries dismissed as spider or bat bites. But as we're yet to capture one, the scientific community cannot yet confirm nor deny their existence. At 6, SharkCon 2016. Encountering one shark in the ocean would be enough to make almost anyone drop a floating load right there and then. But what if you were out swimming and you saw not 1, not 2, not 10, but thousands of sharks right beneath your feet? Every winter, the population of great white sharks, which roam North America's western coastline, suddenly haul ass and congregate en masse at a spot halfway between Mexico and Hawaii. And we don't know why. The sharks swim for over a month to get to this spot, which is between 3,000 and 5,000 meters deep. But food is scarce in this area, and it's a huge mystery to researchers as to what the purpose of this trip is. Male sharks have been seen diving 150 to 200 meters per day, so there's clearly something fun down there. Is it a bottom-of-the-ocean booty call? Who knows? But a group of scientists with Monterey Bay Aquarium intend to find out by tagging the sharks with cameras and tracking equipment, with results expected in 2017. 5. The War Monster. When you're in the middle of one of history's most brutal conflicts, and your ship is being bombarded by a German sub, you might think you've got it pretty bad already. But unfortunately, you haven't factored in the possibility of one extra terrifying element: a giant sea serpent. The British steamer ship the Iberian was under attack by a German U-28 sub during World War I, and eventually the Iberian was sank by 2 direct torpedo hits. After around 25 seconds, the Iberian sank below the surface of the ocean, and something on board the ship exploded. But when it did, it sent a giant underwater sea monster of unknown origin hurtling through the air like a rag doll. The creature was 65 feet long and described as looking like a crocodile, but nobody has been able to positively identify exactly what it was. Belgian zoologist Bernard Heuvelmans has a good idea, though, as based on the description given to him by the U-28's German captain, he believes this was an undiscovered relative of the Thalattozochia, a type of giant sea crocodile which was thought to have died out millions of years ago. In at 4, where are all the bees? A huge decline in the world's bee population was first noticed in North America and Europe during the 1990s. Later spreading around the world to Brazil, India, China, and beyond. This is obviously great news for picnic enthusiasts, but less so for those who value a stable ecosystem and the very existence of life as we know it. In 2013, it was revealed that the average beekeeper lost 45% of their colonies that winter, and we've seen die-offs of around 30% of the current population each year since. So what gives? has a breeding program for the bee's natural predator, the rolled-up newspaper, spun catastrophically out of control. Well, initially people blamed cell phone towers or some kind of Illuminati bee genocide conspiracy facilitated by underground government wasps. But most scientists now consider a virus spread by varomites to be the main cause, along with pesticides and poor nutrition. But one thing we don't know is why bee queens seem to be dying off at an even faster rate. One theory blames interbreeding for both this and the lack of bees in general. So next time you're slurping down a delicious spoon of incest honey, savor it, because it won't last forever. In at 3, the stink ape. This creature may have an awesome name, but does it really roam the swamps of the Florida Everglades? Or is it just someone's confused hairy grandpa who's broken out of his retirement complex and forgotten to take a shower? Sightings of the stink ape were most common in the 60s and 70s, but in the year 2000, 2 photos supposedly of the beast were sent anonymously to the Sarasota County Sheriff, and another was seen as recently as 2015 by one Florida fisherman. Also known as the skunk ape, Florida Bigfoot, and the swamp cabbage man. The creature gets its name from the foul stench which accompanies it, a feature which is also ascribed to Yeti, Bigfoot, and many other mythical monkey men. So is there an as yet undocumented race of stinky humanoid apes roaming various parts of the world? We're still not sure. And neither were the researchers at Texas Trinity University when they DNA tested skunk ape hair. The samples found hanging from a branch by an outdoorsman were handed over for a thorough analysis. They proved it wasn't a chimp, it wasn't a gorilla, and nor was it a human. They also ruled out dogs, cats, and artificial fibers from a fake gorilla suit. So what was it? And how many stinky monkeys are out there? Number 2. Alien molestation. Extraterrestrials get a pretty bad rep for some of the weird things they do to human buttholes. But one of the strangest events attributed to alien visitations has been the phenomena of cow mutilation. For decades now, across America, cows have been found with precise, almost surgical cuts to their bodies, specifically the genitals and eyes, with very few traces of blood in the surrounding areas. Some of these cows have even been found with huge gaping holes as if something has exploded within them. So what gives, aliens? Why are you messing with our walking beef stations? This is one of the few mysteries on this list which may have an explanation. The surgical nature of the wounds can be put down to maggots, which often leave clean edges where they've consumed rotten flesh. Fly larvae are also pretty keen on blood too, hence the lack of it. So if you ever straighten up murder somebody, just throw a bunch of maggots on them. Those guys have got your back. Oh, and the part about cows exploding. Well, if you leave a cow rotting in the sun all day, they begin to bloat. And eventually, kaboom! So sorry, aliens. We judged you unfairly. And at number 1, how old was the oldest? Jean-Louis Calment is confirmed as being the oldest human in history, living to the age of 122 years old. But compared to some animals, this makes her practically a toddler. Bowhead whales can live for centuries. Hanoko, the koi fish, lived to 226 years old. Adueto, the giant Aldabra tortoise, lasted for 256 years. And a clam named Ming was confirmed at an astonishing 507 years old, until some researchers accidentally killed it. What a clam calamity! But have we met the oldest creature ever to have lived? Some species of coral are known to have lived for thousands of years. And many sea creatures have been found to have a mortality rate which actually decreases with age, thus making them biologically immortal. Of course, this question depends on your definition of a living creature. There are some microorganisms known as endoliths who have lived for 10 millennia. But have they really? Have they really lived? Did they ever go base jumping, swim with the dolphins, or hold hands with their lover on the beach? No. So screw endoliths. You don't count. The fact is, we'll probably never know which animal has lived the longest. But what we do know is the age of the world's longest living kitty cat, which I think is a decent second prize. Say hello to Cream Puff, who somehow lived for 38 years and 3 days, which is 168 in cat years. Cream Puff survived on a diet of broccoli, bacon and eggs, asparagus, and coffee with heavy cream. Clearly the biggest mystery here is, how the f*** did that cat live beyond a week? Did you enjoy our video, or are you still too busy thinking about monkeys that are either going to suck your blood or stink the place out? Well, don't worry, because we sure got revenge on those stupid simians by eating their brains directly from their living heads. As you'll see in our recent video on the 7 strangest foods humans eat.